All right. So let's see. Originally didn't want to do it. Full moon. Never drank when it's full moon. But hey, the rules are meant to be broken. People are weird. But here at my PC, there is no threat. Oh, there it is. It's a Lynn. Start. We got 30 seconds into our show. Still prepping some stuff. Well, what am I prepping? Beer. See-through. Okay. Here's the mic. Let's see if I'm live. Should be by now. Didn't get a notification yet, but hey, lucky yous. For all of you who got notifications, great. If you didn't, ring the bell on top of my profile. Are we live yet? Yes, we are. For some reason, just let me see if I can hear myself. On top of my. All right, cool. We got sound. So let's begin. Grab your beers. 2 minutes in. Didn't say much yet, but I will. And 3, 2, 1. And now again, the most beautiful sound in the world. It's almost in there. So, a big thing for this week was my videos on YouTube. Again, I do them regularly. I share some here. I mean, share some on LinkedIn too. But as I said, my started tower over here. My LinkedIn days are over. No, they're not over. It's just slowing down. You always got to watch out for where you want to spend your time, and it's not on LinkedIn right now. So, YouTube followers that are growing. Here we go. Cheers. Let's kick off the Saturday night Beerathon. It was a dry Saturday. But anyway, let's talk about some new things. First of all, on LinkedIn, I made the announcement that I'm opening up an agency for voluntary employee benefits, but I don't want to get into that because this is not about that. This is about my journey on LinkedIn and through the social media landscape, as not to use AI language and stuff, but yeah, definitely follow me. I guess I should put that into the comments. Where is that profile? Follow and see. Not follow, but subscribe. Subscribe to. Oh, come on. This is how you can change it. On subscribe to NC Web Dev on YouTube. There we go. Is it in there? Did it change? Yes, it did. Subscribe to NC Web Dev on YouTube. That's where I'll be spending most of my time. Just had an interesting exchange about somebody discovering. I still don't want to be using names. Somebody discovering YouTube polls. They've been around for only a couple of years, but people don't. Not everybody understands every single platform. And so I said, polls on LinkedIn are boring. Why? Because it's nighttime. It's 11 o'clock at night in Central Time, midnight or after midnight in the Eastern Time Zone. And what's going on? The LinkedIn feed is full of archaic, you could call it LinkedIn archaeology, because all you get in the feed is 3-week-old posts, and somebody says, what's the best thing to comment on? So my reply to that was, yeah, the best thing to comment on is 3-week-old posts, fresh content, 3-week-old posts on LinkedIn that everybody really cares about. That's why it's shown 3 weeks later. But, hey, I've slowed down my LinkedIn activities. What motivated me to do it was that my number one performing, and I was talking about that the last Beerathon too, is just 3-week-old posts and 2-month-old closed poll was performing the best. Closed poll that everybody answered, you can't engage with anymore, really, other than leaving comments for the results and stuff. So I guess that's what LinkedIn is trying to do. But hey, I'm trying to sell products. I'm trying to find customer lead generation, and showing 3-month-old, 2-month, 3-month, 4-month-old stuff just is not really fresh. But you know how to stay fresh? With beer. You go out and you talk to people. You have a beer with them. When you have a beer, you understand better. Drinking out of cans is good. Drinking out of a nice mug, always much better. So I decided to change up my strategies a little bit, and now here I am doing the beerathons. Made a bunch of videos. Something I want to talk about is VPNs. I made a big deal about it on YouTube, and made 3 videos now about VPNs. How VPNs actually collect your data. So what happens basically on VPN is check out the YouTube channel videos for sure, but I'll go through it briefly here. Is you have VPNs that actually want to be VPNs and sort of have practices installed that will protect you and your data, and they delete logs and they go through all these technical stuff to protect you. At the end of the day, same thing like ChatGPT, they still have to answer to the government, and if government comes and asks, they'll have to, somehow recover that data, and they do have to have backup someplace. I'm not sure how much they're regulated though, but VPN in general, the good ones, they do delete their logs, they do delete everything because they don't really, they don't really need to store any of your data that you transmitted, and where you started, where you went, and what you did. That's why a lot of people got. It's one of the reasons why people get a lot of VPNs get installed, because people don't want their ISPs to be spying on them. So what happens when you don't want your ISP to be spying on you? You set up a VPN. What happens then when you set up a VPN? Well, basically what happens is you give your data to the VPN. So yeah, you'll hide it, you'll cloak it uh, from the ISP, but you'll give it to the VPN. So what the VPN does with it, hey, who knows? But there have been stories and that basically the VPNs, because they're popular, so it's like, oh yeah, Facebook did this in a big, huge way, and one of my videos really talks about it too. Is they basically told people, oh, your data is protected. We'll protect you with a secure connection. And meanwhile, the secure connection was their way of getting into your phone. So, and then they collect data on what you do, where you browse, where you spend your time, what apps do you use, and stuff like that. That's how far the VPNs can go. And so you're basically hiding your data from the ISP, but you're giving it to somebody else who knows who it is, but they'll tell you, oh yeah, you're gonna be really private. Nobody else other than us will have your data, and we'll be selling it to somebody. So don't worry, be good. You'll be protected. Install our VPN for free. You know what? Nothing in life is free. We all know that. So if they're offering you VPN for free, they're not giving you a VPN for free. They're selling you VPN for your soul, for your data, for all the information that you're sending and transmitting, and even in your phone and stuff. But I'm not saying they're going to copy your address book, although probably they could. There would be a backdoor to that. But what they'll do is they'll just do the vitals, the analytics, the marketing stuff to tell other companies that they are using this data to not spy on you as a person, maybe, but generally they just want the data to see how to market to you better, your profile to people who, let's say, visit Google, to people who visit Bing. Where do they go next? What do they do and stuff? So it's a lot of data that you're giving up. So you know, make your choice. Do you want to give it to somebody with a VPN through the VPN scam, sort of, or do you want to give it to your ISP? I mean, it comes out the same. And yeah, I know with the ISP sometimes they give you they slow you down if you're going to a substandard website and stuff. But in general, you know, where you got to hide for most people anyway. But yeah, that's the one thing. The second thing is, of course, the geo blocking, and yeah, for that VPNs are great. You should use that. But once you finish watching a movie from India or Japan or Europe, or a sporting event that's running in Mexico and you're in the U.S. and they don't have the rights to broadcast in the U.S. because it's pay per view or something. Okay, so you play for 2 hours. You shut off the VPN and make sure you disconnect, because then if you stay connected, that's when they're going to start collecting all the other fun data that nobody cares about other than you and them, and then somebody else, of course. But that's just the VPN side of things. But yeah. Anyway, back to my YouTube as well. Is on the YouTube here, because I'm live on here on LinkedIn and on YouTube. And like I said, I will start doing the YouTube more and more. I have some shorts in mind as well, so I'll start doing some shorts. I mean, I've done them in the past, and, and the other interesting part was I have uh, I have the City to City USA YouTube channel, which I've been neglecting. Sorry about that. But I've noticed that despite neglecting, because those are geolocations, again, the different points, somebody about 2 weeks ago, I just checked the channel after a couple of months. Somebody's left a note there. Oh, yes, I live in Racine. Now you could go up there and up there. They're giving me tips. I haven't been back in Racine now for what, year and a half? But I think I'm going to go again because I'm on the road still, and I will be on the road for a couple more weeks. So I think I may take those tips and go visit the people, maybe reply to them, maybe meet them. I mean, I'm all about meeting. I mean, the people want to spend 12 hours a day on whatever platform, and I keep telling even in my YouTube videos, I'm like, go out and reach somebody, touch people, spend time with people. I mean, digital marketing. That was my latest video on YouTube. Digital marketing is great. Human to human contact is much better. So talk to people. LinkedIn is awesome. It is awesome. But problem with LinkedIn now is it's trying to grow into something that it never was and never was meant to be. It's a professional networking platform, and basically it's just designed to introduce you to other people. You can connect with them, make a few. You can comment on some of the stuff, but lately this stuff has been in my feed has been a real garbage because maybe I've just confused the LinkedIn algorithm because I just stopped being so active, and so now they're serving up also all sorts of other garbage. Worst was Crackle Barrel. I had to physically spend block or revoke the liking or suggestions of. I told the algorithm, I says, no, I'm not interested in this. I'm not interested in this. And it took me on two devices about 10 times. I had to say not interested, not interested before my feed stopped being flooded with with Crackle Barrel comments. I mean, everybody was talking about that. I made a video on it, but with a different take because I usually like different takes. I mean, I don't follow the crowd, and I'm not saying Crackle Barrel was the best rebrand ever, and I'm not gonna say that was the worst step because they're now being woke. No, it's not that. I actually had made a great video about how to do modern design, and they really followed all the rules of modern design when they were designing the logo. Unfortunately, Grandpa Herschel, Uncle Herschel, does not fit in with modern design because how do you turn Grandpa Herschel into a favicon? You just don't. It's just gonna come out like oh. So it's kind of like those are important. The little even the you're gonna download the Crackle Barrel app into your phone, and how is Uncle Herschel gonna be seen in that little window like this? Little icon. I mean, depending on how big your icons are, but you ain't gonna fit the barrel and the Uncle Herschel sitting next to it, I'm telling you, into the square. Anyway, so I did make a video about modern design as well, what it looks like. I'm not sure if I posted on Facebook. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't, depending on how much time I have. But I've been more just going out and talking to people. Visiting a lot of companies. I've been having some meetings. Been doing good. So a lot of Zoom calls, and because I'm still on the road, so I have Zoom calls back with people in Greensboro. But went to my offices a couple of times, and great folks there. Went to meet them. I have job posting on Indeed that I'm taking care of. I got like 20, 30 people to take care of there. And setting up Zooms with them now. Just an intro. Modern in 2025, you don't meet people in pubs anymore. I mean, I do, but that's a different story. But generally, most people don't go out, especially on a professional level or something. They don't go to meet people in the pubs and stuff. That's once upon a time it used to be. You go to the little pub and you find the blacksmith there, the keysmith, and the horseshoe guy, and find everybody there. That everybody met at the pub. Today, people meet in social media, but the problem is social media is very constricting, very limiting, and people act weird for the most part. So go on social media, meet the people. That's what I've been doing the last couple of years. I grew my network to over 3,000 people here on LinkedIn. YouTube I just started, so I got like 35 followers, but it's growing. Video views are growing and stuff like that. But yeah, so you go on social media, you meet the people, say hello, blah blah blah. Have a 15, 20 minute conversation on a Zoom, and you go meet them in person. You start working together. You go see companies. You have meetings, lunches, and stuff like that. That's something that I feel now being is making a comeback again because people are like, oh, we're all going to be living in the virtual world, and great, but you're not. And I think society in general is coming around and seeing, it's really cool to be in your pajamas and slippers and drinking beer and stuff and having a business call or whatever else, but just doesn't do the trick. It's not the same. It's not the same as going out and having a beer or dinner or, even a movie and stuff. What I think, especially in dating, which I don't do anymore, I'm not interested. And then I read all these posts how people want to meet online and stuff. I mean, you're posting pictures of you licking ice cream, and you're like, oh, why are these men sending me all these things? Well, think about it. But anyway, so I don't do dating. I don't know. I'm not looking for anybody. I'm looking for a partner. But today, what I've read about it and stuff is a lot of first dates today, these days, happen not in the parking lots, not in the group settings, because groups of 20 or 30 people don't go out and meet each other in the parking lots like we used to hang out in Staten Island, Midland Beach until 2, 3 in the morning, having fun. And people just go out on Zoom calls, video calls, or I guess FaceTime or whatever. They go and they Snapchat and they meet each other there, whether it's Zoom, whether it's video call or something like that. That's where the first date happens. And I think for the uh, for the most part, I think it's much better. It's a much better practice And I understand because there's a lot of dangers. You meet somebody unknown and stuff. A lot of things can happen, especially in today's world where everything is rushed and then everything is blown out of proportion. And yeah, and people act weird, especially in the post COVID era. And there's a lot of stress and whatever else. But I think meeting somebody for 15, 20 minutes on a Zoom call kind of breaks down the barrier a little bit. It's better than just going to an unknown place and meeting some stranger someplace like we used to do back in the day. But but yeah, so I mean, and it's the same thing as what I'm getting to is it's the same thing with job applications and stuff because I have a bunch of applicants, and even if I was in Greensboro and I could meet all of them in person, I would still choose first a video call and not even a phone call. I mean, I know my our office manager, she calls the people on the phone. I'll do that, but I'll do that as step number three. I mean, the way I do interviews for jobs is I'll get on a Zoom because that way I can see that person, what they look like, how they act. If, I don't know if they're clean, if they can speak English, if they're using something. Got to meet the person. Like some people always try to fake you. Even on a phone call, there's a translator, whatever. I mean, seeing somebody is always better than I'll send out an email to schedule a Zoom call. And yeah, I mean, I had some success with that now, but I just still got to find my way how to do it. But yeah, first a Zoom call, then a follow up, whichever way is possible if we're working together. But most of it can still be done by email. And yeah, then the second, third meeting we can do in person. They can come to an office. They can come. We'll do a group session someplace of training or whatever else. But yeah, it's the breaking the ice through Zoom, whether it's professionally or whether it's personally for dating purposes, still pretty good. I mean, I like doing Zoom, even the 15-minute coffee chats here on LinkedIn. I've done a bunch of those, and yeah, it's a much better way to sort of get to know the people. And I've done a bunch of webinars from that too, which brings me to my next topic. Really, is that I am thinking, and I think I've made the decision that I'm going to start Friday webinars again. And I used to run them on my son's channel, but I think I'm going to switch that now to NC Web Dev, and then I think we're going to start doing some global other things for the voluntary benefits. We're going to start doing a whole set of videos and stuff like that. But that's down the road. That's down the road. It's not like tomorrow. But yeah, so that's the things that are coming up. Let me add a scene here. Do a countdown. I don't want to go to the countdown yet. I gotta. No, I don't want to go to the countdown yet. What I gotta do is I gotta set it once I started. So anyway, I'm gonna take a 2 minute break. I'll be back before the 2 minutes I promised because I gotta refill my beer and I'll continue about what next. right. Took me a while because I was trying to find some kind of video image to go with the music, and it was on the right bottom. So I was back in the 2 minute limit, and now I know how to. I remember how to do the video. So good. Okay, here we go. Beer number 2. So what I end. I ended talking about the meetings and how it's good to do everything on Zoom first. But that doesn't change anything about the fact that we're still visual creatures. That we need to see things, and that's why video is so important. And that's why I think YouTube, I didn't check lately, but I know it was YouTube was creeping up on Facebook, and I think they've overtaken them by now. Because it was always Facebook, the number 1 platform with most users, YouTube number 2, then long nothing. When they start counting what's happened to it and stuff, I don't count that. And then, I mean, Instagram is probably number 2 or 3, but no, actually, it was YouTube was bigger than Instagram. And take the last sip, and yes, a good head. That's what it's gonna look like. Anyway, so yeah, Instagram is just owned by Meta, so I don't really count it as a separate network. But YouTube was bigger than Instagram. Anyway, so yep, I just want to make sure that my sound is still on, and people are watching or not. I don't know. Let me see if YouTube is running too. But yeah, no, it's YouTube and CWeb Dev. But YouTube definitely is the yeah. I have the thing live here. Okay, redo this banner. I can actually show you. I can share the screen now, and I can show you my share the screen and see what the YouTube. We could go through some of these videos. But back to starting the Friday webinars. This is the from the 250827 with a different background. This is the one today. We can go to that one, see what that one does. We could go through some of these videos. But back to yep. It's now buffering, but we don't need to go to the buffering. Let's see. Oh, doesn't matter. But yeah, global creator, which was this, and then I have the videos here. There we go. I'm not gonna play all of these, but you're risking your digital door. There was a few security things. Today I put out a VPN, top 10 VPN providers. Did a little analysis. I mean, let Gamma and ChatGPT do it, but I know about it, and I always review everything, which is an interesting point. Which I want to do Friday. I want to do a webinar on this, and I'm going to talk about this. The digital marketing is great in 2025, but human touch is better. Meet your audience where they are. Sort of a history of that. 4 views, 6 views. Some of them are better. This one has 98 views. This is the Beyond Geo Blocking, the True VPN Playbook. 24, 15. Now it's the weekend. But some of them have comments, which is interesting. But what's interesting about the comments is 80, 90% of them just say, oh, AI slop. Like, well, no, not really. Because the production takes a little bit of time. And it's not just like I tell AI, give me a video, and it just generates the video. I've shown it in the last live stream. I think I've shown how I do it. And it takes quite a number of steps. And I always verify everything. If I say, I look at it, I'm like, well, there's something wrong with this. So I verify it. Am I seen on there? Yep, I'm on the right bottom corner. So yeah, this is the designing the ID logo, modern branding, messaging. That's what I was talking about. So, but people comment. Which one was the last one that they commented on? I think it was this one. Yeah, this one. I want to watch the video. I want to show the comments on here. That was the comment. This is yeah. If I were an AI Spock from Star Trek, I would say that it would be a lot. It would be illogical to post an AI totally generated video talking about how to be more human. Thanks, Borg. So my reply was, I agreed that an AI generated video telling people to stop watching videos and go outside and talk to real humans to do real marketing is a paradox. And yes, you're welcome, AI Spock. But yeah, that's what I do. I mean, that's what I generate the videos. But yeah, again, I generate the video. AI, I mean, generate the presentation, do the notebook LM, and then I re-edit. I add stuff. I mean, I review every single slide. I get the images right. I had to change the NC Web Dev here. I had to a bunch of stuff. I mean, it goes into it. Sometimes I add manually slides because it just it just doesn't make sense sometimes. So the slides are like not too much in depth. I mean, I would go more in depth and then add some facts and give some pointers and the entire thing about using AI is knowing how to prompt properly. I mean, that's that's enough of YouTube. But yeah, go check out NCWebDev YouTube. 35 subscribers right now, so always can use more. But and yeah, let me go one more. I'm gonna go. I'll do the YouTube. But I'm happy with 35 subscribers because hey, they're real. They're coming through, and not all the things that I do are gonna be for everybody. Sometimes I go into too much depth, which is just passes people up. It just goes right over their heads. But yeah, in general, why have everybody? In other words, why have everybody love you and like you and stuff? You're never gonna be liked and loved by everybody, no matter what you do. Even if you do the nicest thing possible, you're gonna have people telling you, "Hey, you're an idiot," just for that. But anyway, what was the last video I posted on? I didn't do it in long form, and the last one I posted was with my son last year. And I don't want to play these, but I don't know. But anyway, it's what's interesting is I would show you the statistics, but I first got to share the screen as well. But yeah, I was doing this again, share the screen, and this is the city to city USA. It needs some more TLC as well. 44 views 1 year ago was when I started it, which was more than a year ago, but it's just the thing. And then the shorts were, yeah, it's going to be a year now soon since I last video I posted on there. But it's still collecting views like, still collecting views. I mean, 602 views, 1,500, because I've done a bunch of things. Haunted house in Bloomington, Illinois, fried chicken at Pizza Ranch. And I know I have the one in Rockford, Illinois, Kenosha, Wisconsin, 2 more days in Milwaukee, Oktoberfest. I didn't make it there. Maybe this year. What's a normal library? Curiosity. I'm thinking where was that one, but I don't know. But this is 4,400 views. Like I said, this channel, which I have abandoned a year ago, sort of, like not by intent, by not by choice, but lack of time and spending more time on LinkedIn and doing this, and so this channel is not getting too much TLC, but it's still got 11,000 views. See, that's what I'm talking about. I mean, and they keep coming up. and I just logged in back into it. Joined 2023. Latest. I'm just thinking what that receive video is. It's normal curiosity St. Louis. Oh, here it is. This is the one. 883 views.
Welcome to the town of Racine, 77,000 in population.
I want to play it. Yeah, because somehow it doesn't play anyway. It just starts spinning. But
Welcome to.
it's getting comments. I live here. Oh, go to the North Beach. It's nice. And yes, I will go there. And somebody 1 month ago, they left a comment. I twist my ankle here as a kid, jumping down those big grace. I mean, you find out these things. It's like, wow, shit. Nice lake, which is Lake Michigan. But yeah, this is a friend of mine actually. But yeah, 5 months ago, somebody said this, and then somebody did that, and I'm like, oh shoot, it's really cool, and so that's sort of this thing. Just these comments like that is like you're like you need, and this is the reason why I didn't settle down for a couple of years, and I still have a lot of footage that I took that I did not process too, but yeah, I'm gonna make some more shorts, and I have some long form videos prepared for that one too, because I was by Lake Michigan, and I was doing some stuff, and I did make a couple of long form videos. What I felt like, I captured that. I have some from Illinois video that I want to be posting too, and yeah, I mean, you do something a year ago, and then you still have people liking your stuff and watching it. And it's like, oh yeah, I remember that. That's what I was. So this is the one fun thing about travel, and this is was my decision. It's kind of difficult for me to just settle down. I love traveling. I love getting to know new stuff, recognizing, seeing, learning, discovering. And now, if I want to buy a property in, you know, it's not coming up yet, but I'm going to build a agency, so it's going to be hard for me to keep traveling, especially if I buy pets and dogs and stuff. And so I have to. That's the problem. Is like if you own a house, my problem. I mean, people live in houses and they take care of them and stuff. But me being alone, I'm sort of. I think there's so much to do in life that it's sort of hard to. Anyway, that's enough of that. But I just don't want to miss anything. I just want to get to know new things, do new things, and do more stuff and whatever. So I'm sort of like I I enjoy life, and then when I get a dog or something, I'll be like, I don't want to have to take the dog everywhere because I believe, and I used to train dogs, so I know about dogs, but even pets and stuff. I mean, take care of horses, dogs, pigs, sheep. We've done it all. Been traveling around the world, met a lot of farmers. And I do want to become one as well, except I don't want to have to do the farm work. Not that I'm afraid of working. I'm just not I'm not made to live in one spot. I'm a world traveler. So I have to work on that channel a little bit more, and I have to find somebody who will take care of my animals when I'm going to be gone. But yeah, I'm not going to live as a nomad anymore. So that was that announcement, and yeah, I'm going to make some new videos this week. Maybe post some stuff that I've recorded. I'll go through that, and we'll see. But so that's it. Those are some of the things that are going on, and me settling in is it's gonna be good because I'll have a horse. But that's probably like next year though. Still got to build up some stuff, and I'm not gonna go live in an apartment because not I've lived in apartments all my life. I've never been happy, so I never spend time at home. And I think a property about 10 acres is just fine. Somewhere in 2 to 5 years, I'll build a brewery on it. Small one, just a personal brewery with I was like maybe make 100 barrels a year. Was that like, for personal consumption, like 2 or 3 batches. So make maybe 100, 200. So what are you gonna drink? Even if friends come over and stuff, a keg will last you a week or two. So make 100, you're gonna be well off with some small batch stuff and whatever. So that's my plan, and that's what's gonna make it fun. And I'm gonna actually want to stay in that place because apartments with neighbors, noises, different creatures. What we did in Raleigh, it was awful. It was the most 1241 University Court. It was a million cockroaches. Like, whew. I was like, shit, no, I can't do that. So you're paying basically the same thing that you would be paying for a hotel, maybe $200 less, but you're paying for cockroaches that you can't get rid of. No, I don't think so. And doing deliveries in Manhattan, the funniest thing is Manhattan is you're paying $6,000 a month rent, and you got cockroaches crawling, taking the elevator with you. I was once delivering somewhere to like the 12th floor, and there was a cockroach walked into the elevator. I ran up with me. It was like this big. So I'm like, no, I don't think so. So no, thank you, apartments. I'm fine. Townhomes is a glorified apartment. Nothing else. Just you have a little bit more space. You have to use a lot of stairs. That's about it. So then you have the communities, and I don't want to touch anybody. I'm just talking about my own personal feelings. Everybody live wherever you guys want. I mean, if you're fine with that, you're fine with that. But rather than what I just named, I'd still be in a hotel. Then you got communities where you have next one house next to each other, duplexes and stuff like that. To me personally, it still feels like living in an apartment because if I can see neighbors from my house, I just enjoy my privacy. So I figured about 10 acres, plot of land I sold in Czech Republic. That one was like I think it was like 40 acres, and it was not for building, and I didn't want to stay in Czech Republic anyway. But yeah, I mean, so I know how big of a 40-acre plot is. It's just that that may be a little too big, but yeah, the 10 acres is fine and nicely situated, so you don't have to have near proximity to neighbors or the main road, And yeah, it's well settle down, get a few animals, and a brewery. And then the other thing is that eventually we'll also be doing some antique cars there and stuff, but that's a secondary thing. Brewery comes first before cars. You gotta have your priorities straight. Beer before cars. But I do love cars because our when we came to the U.S. in the '80s, our first car that we bought was I was only 13, but that's where I got to ride in though. Was a 1973 Mustang Mach 1. I love that car dearly to this day, and that's one of my favorites. And I think it's the most beautiful car probably ever made, unless you're looking at some other stuff. But yeah, like there's definitely some specific cars, but I think there's something about the emotional attachment to that model and the fact that it's got the long nose with the two vents in the front. Beautiful, beautiful car. I mean, that's just one of my favorites. So I made when you're going around in Greensboro, North Carolina, and those more towards southeastern part of it, and you're gonna find a 10-acre property with a Mustang parked in front of it and a brewery. That's me. But that's still a couple of years away. It's just not there yet. Anyway, let me go to the countdown and change my beer again. Hey, I'm running on empty again. What can I say? Doing a good job. Made it before the deadline. Good. What time is it? 11:46. So we got 47 minutes in. 2 minutes for preparation, so it's only 45 minutes. Anyway, Morgan late. Double stack. Sure, no, I don't like it for something. But anyway, this is. Peekaboo. So yeah, that's about cars and beer, but beer comes before cars. So again, cheers. Yeah, I mean, what I have. So Global Productions channel is something I started with my son. He's doing that now, and so he's got like 850 subscribers already, and he took off a year almost. I used to yell at him, and I'm like, I don't care anymore. So that's that, and I have 35 subscribers here on NC Web Dev, 3,000 subscribers here on LinkedIn or followers, and then we have Star Glober LLC channel for voluntary benefits. And we'll see. I mean, we have to do getting back to Facebook and stuff, but I don't know. Facebook, I'm sick of Facebook, but literally the latest posts that I see on LinkedIn are not much different anymore. So I'm like, the hell am I not on Facebook and I'm on LinkedIn and it's almost the same thing. So I do have my check connections and stuff on Facebook, but I'm not connecting. But maybe what I'll do is my next Beerathon, I'll figure out to connect it to my Facebook and I'll run it on Facebook. Because I know I just have the NC Web Dev page, but I think it's going to be more fun doing it on Facebook as well, I'm sure. Because the NC Web Dev page on Facebook has only, I don't know, like 30, 40 followers. So Facebook now changed the rules where they don't let you connect video to a page that has, I think, below 100 or something. So over the last couple of years, they keep changing the rules and stuff. But but I do have like 1,000 connections or followers on Facebook. So I may actually do a beerathon on Facebook, which is a great idea. And let's see if I can actually connect it now. I don't think so, but we'll see. Edit channels and add a channel. It's gonna be interesting if I can add it, but I don't. Yeah, Facebook Live here. I can go to profile, except let's see if I can still remember my continuous Corel. Yes, history is being created now. I never wanted to go to my Facebook thing, but hey, I may get to Facebook. Well, about Facebook, the world's largest social network has entered the live streaming game. Your channel has been added. Let's see what happens if I add it to this stream. Will I show up? I may. Saturday night, full moon beerathon. Sending data. Streaming. Streaming on LinkedIn. Streaming on YouTube. Now I'm streaming on Facebook. All right. Didn't want to mix it, but now who gives a damn? I have 4 channels available, so might as well go to Facebook. Let's see. People can see me now. But again, that's my check connection, Facebook. So they're sort of not gonna. Most people won't understand me. They will. They all speak English pretty much, but let's see what that looks like now. Haven't done it, didn't want to do it, but now I can do it because I just don't care. And I am here. And I am live. Wow. That's amazing. And I don't think they're going to upload the rest of the hour, but let's see. Discovery, learning and discovery. What are we going to do? We are going to share screen, but it's in a different browser because I use Facebook in Chrome and LinkedIn in Brave. And so I'm going to go to a different window, Facebook here, share that, and let's see my Facebook. All right. And I've never done this yet, but I think I've done the thing. But yeah, here, stream right here. Here I am. Yeah. And my last photo for Facebook was on October 21st, 23. That's how long I have not really been active on Facebook. I think it's time to restart it again. 1,005 friends. My good friend from childhood, Judge Ray Rodriguez for Supreme Court, Staten Island. He's a Democrat, but hey, you're talking about municipal politics. It doesn't matter what party. You got to know the person, and you vote for people you know. Anyway, regional level is different than federal. But this is not a stream about politics. But I am on Facebook. What do I have on Facebook? Yeah, I have the group I haven't looked into. I believe I've done that in the past, but this is my. I can do it again. This is my. There's little poker groups here. Haven't visited this group in a long time. Last active 4 weeks ago. Yeah, I try to keep it. 9,400 people still here. People post here. But this is completely out of something. But anyway, yeah. I managed this. I used to do this full time. Again, I got 9,400 people. So, member group that I was administering full time for a long time, for a couple of years. And that's where I got a lot of my social skills from, social media skills from, like managing content and stuff. You get into some really, really interesting conversations with people on Facebook and stuff. But let's see, while we're here, potential spam 20 today. So let me just clear that up too while I'm here. Yeah, people try to post bullshit. So potential spam. What do we do? Decline. Oh shit. Decline. Yeah, again, one of the things I didn't have time to do much, and so it's not a very active group now. It sort of died out, but I do show up, so I don't lose it. If I have some more free time, I will again have fun with it because it's about sports betting and stuff, and we used to give a lot of good tips there and whatever. But sorry, this content is no longer available. No problem. Decline. Join that. The arguments, the fights, the insults, amazing. And also the copper tracking, 5-0 all over the place. The online police in this group was heavy. They were instigating and they were this. So it's kind of like, you try to somehow do the right thing, but you're always going to have people messing you up. So decline. How do I decline everything? I decline almost everything. One. Is that everything there? Member request 459. Admin assist. There you go. But hey, I showed up, so that means I still take care of my group. Potential spam 5. What do we have here? Here we go. 5. 1, 2, 3. A notification of a scammer. Okay, I can. That's from October 8th, 24. Whoa. Okay, I guess it's not relevant anymore. I mean, I haven't looked into this thing particularly in a long time. I did moderate some of the feed and stuff, but the potential spam, no. Anyhow, so let's get out of here. Pending approval today. Oh, it's January 24th. Chance chat. Attack with it. And decline. I visited. I'm here. And I'm gone again. But yeah, cool. I've connected to Facebook, and I'm going to be on Facebook now as well. People will see me. What will they think? I don't know. But I'll let you know next time when I'm doing my thing. But hey, good people of Facebook. Cheers. Oh, shoot. You don't see it because it's showing here, but I'm going to stop sharing. And again, I don't know. We'll take another sip. Cheers to Facebook. So, I've connected Facebook Live. We're live. We're back on Facebook. Anyway, I'm going to shut it off the browser and just devote my time to my studio here. It's been exactly 1 hour, and 3 beers later, we're doing good. You know, the slow day. It's a slow day for beer. 3 beers an hour. It's been interesting, and I'm definitely not running out of topics, but I'm sort of running out of time, I think. I don't know. I'm not sure if I want to take this for 2 hours, because I'm not going to make any YouTube shorts out of this, I don't think. So we'll see. But I think I've went through everything anyway. But yeah, I will do a live webinar. I don't think it's going to run on Facebook. I may just do it just for the fun of it. I mean, like I said, LinkedIn's turning into Facebook, so I just might as well do everything in both now again. And let people watch me. Reconnect. The only problem is like I said again, the people on Facebook are not part of the business in the US, and so it's sort of, it was nice for me for years now to keep it separate, where I have a lot of US contacts from LinkedIn, but then there's that always percentage of people on Facebook. So we'll see what it is. I don't know. I'll start streaming everything to Facebook as well, where I should change my profile picture to something else. But I need a business picture there. I think I'm going to use some strange one anyway. But yeah, it's that time to get back to Facebook, because even for hiring people and stuff, I think it's going to be good. And you know, Facebook is still a relevant platform. I just didn't like the politics of it, and I didn't like the community, the disgusting attacks of of personal attacks on Facebook. I mean, everything gets personal immediately. As soon as you post anything on Facebook, you get personal. I'm like, I don't need this anymore. But now it's kind of like I'm again went around in a circle, and it's like, oh yeah, I don't care. But we'll see. Anyway, so Facebook is connected. Next stream is going to be there as well. So if you're watching now, then watch out for my next random marathon, Beerathon, and I'll be back. Milo. I don't think he's going to see this, but anyway. Um, but if he's going to watch the whole thing, he will. But I don't think he will. But but yeah, I mean, Facebook still is a valid platform, and you could do marketing on it, and I mean, it's good. It's not there's anything wrong with it. It's just it's you spend your time where you like to spend, to be, but what you prefer, where you feel comfortable. And Facebook for a while now has not felt comfortable, but I did keep in touch with a bunch of people there. So, and the thing is you get focused on one thing, so you sort of don't want to get derailed by something else. And yeah, in my lifetime, what do I have? Like, my son just was asking me recently, not so long ago. Well, who's these people, this, that. And I'm like, listen, I know tens of thousands of people. I cannot explain to everybody because A, I probably don't remember completely everybody. And B, is even if I do, it's like, what is it going to help you? They're in a different continent. They're not really, so you'll never meet them anyway, most likely. And yeah, it's just a lot of people. It's just too much noise, and you want to stay focused on one thing. The last thing you need is to have to answer to messages on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn and YouTube. I mean, I'm like, as far as responding and talking, LinkedIn is still the preferred choice because the conversations, for the most part, make at least half a sense. YouTube is sort of fun. Just that's not something right now. Is most people just commenting, oh, AI slop, so it's easy to reply to and have fun with. And yeah, Instagram I just don't do either. I mean, I could send this to Instagram as well. I think I've done that, but Instagram is sort of tough because everything I do is really not Instagram material. I mean, the bets they were, and I have a TickBet account for Instagram as well, but I don't think that's the top. And yeah, I used to get like 400 likes there too, I think, or impressions or whatever that was. But yeah, it's between YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, like there's 5 platforms that are like major. I even talk about the Chinese spyware TikTok. That'd be 6. But how much time do you really want to spend on each of those platforms? All right. So if you're really organized, you're gonna do like, all right, I'm gonna do 1 hour from 8 to 9. I'm gonna do one, two, three. So, all right, you start at 8 o'clock, spend an hour on each, and by the time you're done, 8 plus 6 is 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So what else are you gonna do? So you gotta pick and choose your battles. I mean, you can't be everywhere all the time, and that's part of the problem. Is you try to do too much in too many places. I can't live in Prague, New York, Greensboro, and wherever else I like. I mean, I love St. Louis, for example. I love Knoxville. That's like my favorite city, probably. But how much time can I really spend there? So that's why it was sort of there's a bunch of places in Indiana I loved. I mean, there's a bunch of places in Illinois I love. Like Peoria is like really one of my favorite towns, but it's up north and it's in Illinois, which unfortunately the politics in Illinois, you know what it is, and so I don't want to live in a very left, let's say, leaning state. I mean, if I did, I would stay in New York. But yeah, Peoria is a beautiful town, and beautiful, so many beautiful places, and so much beauty in the world. It's kind of like you try to be everywhere. My passion and love and my second home will always be Croatia, where I went to Otok Pug, and it's basically very close family friends we have there, and you know, we've over the years we've really grown close, and I don't stay in touch with them now, but I mean, I could go there right now and be like, you know, their son, brother, uncle, whatever. We all. I've seen the kids when they were, 5 years old of Srjan, so it's quite interesting, but yeah, so it was. If I look at all the different things, and it's not just about the political parties who are in power right now, wherever they are, but it's about a lot of things. And I said that in my post the other day on LinkedIn. I said, there's a lot of inputs and variables and different decision making things where processes or data or whatever you want to call it that led to me saying, all right, Greensboro is where I'm going to be. Is It was a pretty painstaking long process that had to go through several approvals and stuff like that. And I'm like, yeah. One of the difference between Carolina and Knoxville, for example, there's just one example out of many, is the Smoky Mountains. I realized that by if I want to go to Tennessee and stay in Tennessee, I'll be on the west side of Smoky Mountains. And the west side of Smoky Mountains still gets snow, whereas the east side really doesn't. Because you get like in Carolina, it gets on the average of like 1 to 2 inches of snow a year. But Knoxville gets a little bit of snow, but when it gets snow, it really gets snow because the Smoky Mountains, they stop the snow from going to Carolina. So last year in January 24, I was riding out a storm from Bloomington, Illinois, stopped over in Knoxville and slept over there. I woke up in the morning, 6 o'clock. It was like 2 inches on a car, 4 inches of snow in a car. So I scraped it off. I mean, I've seen 4 inches of snow in Carolina as well. But the thing is went back to the hotel, had breakfast, whatever. Woke out at it was 6 o'clock in the morning. Woke out at 8, 9 o'clock or something, whatever it was. And then it was another 6 inches of snow, and I'm like, damn. So I drove out of Knoxville, and I understand they get this only once or twice a year. Okay, so it's not that huge, but still, when it snows, it snows. And I'm like, so I was driving out. Even people were like all over the ditches and stuff, and I was like, all right, cool, no problem. I could drive. I mean, I've been driving in snow in the Alps. I've been driving in snow in the Slovakian mountains, and I've been driving all over the place. So I don't mind driving in snow. Knoxville is a little different because I've never seen that many people in ditches, even with 4x4 trucks. But then you go out on a highway, which was kept semi-functional. People sort of for the most part, they understood what the conditions are, how they should drive, but not everybody. And so a few of them were going a little crazy. And then I'm taking the highway. I'm going eastbound. I go in through the tunnel. Forget the street there. I think it's 40 or something. But the highway. But I go under the tunnel, and then I was like, snow, 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 tunnel, not even half a mile. And then I go out on that side of North Carolina and going to Asheville and then continuing on to Greensboro and Raleigh. I was like, holy shit, there's no snow. All that snow was stopped by the Smoky Mountains. So I was like, all right. That was another thing last January. I was like, well, this is why I don't want to live in Tennessee. Because even if they get only 1 or 2 snowstorms a year, they get them. Carolina does not get them. So, like I said, it's a whole long list of things. And yeah, the temperature is one of them. And you're coming from the hurricane stuff, which was unfortunate what happened with the landslides and stuff. That was terrible. I think Carolina has never saw that ever before, because it wasn't a hurricane that knocked out the Carolina part of the Smoky Mountains. It was the water and the rain. So it wasn't really the hurricane force winds and the hurricane storms sort of things, but the leftovers. And yeah, it was sort of the same thing that saved Carolina from the snow has this time drowned out a lot of the people in those Asheville and going up north in the Smoky Mountains area. Because when the high volume water coming from those hurricanes came across North Carolina, it got slowed down in the Smoky Mountains and stayed there, and that's why a lot of the water dropped there. And that would be still fine. Problem is, it was a double storm. Like what, a couple of weeks later or something, a week later, a similar hurricane came through with the similar amount of water. That's what got that situation to be really, really, really terrible because it was a freak accident or freak coincidence or some kind of like a convergence of events that came together at the same time in one place. It was probably one in a million or something, but it happened. And again, it was in the mountains, but like nothing else in Carolina was touched. That's why I'm like, like I really don't. I mean, I love mountains, but I just don't want to live in mountains. And so it's like kind of like Greensboro is still close enough to the ocean, far away from the mountains and stuff like that. So that's geographically, I think Greensboro is fine. It's always a little bit cooler in Greensboro than it is in Raleigh as well. Besides all the other stuff I have against Raleigh, but the temperature is always again like while Raleigh's got in the 90s, Greensboro's going to be in the low 90s or maybe upper 80s. So it's a nicer temperature, and so there's a lot of things, and the taxes in I think Johnston County they're much lower than in Raleigh and even I think Greensboro itself, but which is a different county again. So I don't want to get into the counties, but I looked at it and I was like, yeah, I just want to be just outside of Greensboro. It's a good area, fine people, all that. I was like, yep, that's it. That's where I'm going to be. But yeah, when you travel around, that's the one thing is when you want to find a place where you really want to stay, take some time, spend the time there. People are like, well, I've been on vacation there for a week, so I totally understand what's going on there, and I want to live there. No, you don't. No, you don't. Spend a couple of months there at least. I believe in my travels and stuff. I believe that the amount of time you got to spend at a place to really understand the basics, get the feel for that place, is at least 3 months. That's where it starts. If you spend less than 3 months someplace, you don't have a full understanding. You know, that's just simple as that. And it's not about just how far the grocery store is. It's about getting the traffic patterns. It's about, like in Greensboro, like you wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning, there's no cars in the street until 9. So between 8 and 9, it starts picking up. And it's kind of like, yeah, this is cool. Low mileage when you're driving around. And yeah, it's perfect. And it's kind of like no traffic jams. That's the one thing. And I said I don't really want to stay around. And Raleigh, good town, decent. Spent 3 years there. The local community didn't take well to my New York attitude, but they have sort of some kind of a developed allergy genetically against New Yorkers who come through and just New Yorkers. That's all I'm going to say. And Raleigheites. That's all I'm going to say. But still, that 40 highway around the RDU, it gets jammed up. Not New York jammed up, but it still gets jammed up. There's an accident there every single day in one direction, another direction, stuff like that. And I just don't like that. In Greensboro, you don't get that. The solution of Greensboro as a city, and I think they still got to work on some of that. They just got to finish it, but they're way ahead of everybody else, like that I've seen so far, because they got the Circle Road, the Ring Road, the main one. Then there's another inner one, and then there's actually a couple of major highways just cutting through the city, so that you, well, major highways like major roads that sort of like semi highways that will take you through the downtown quickly and then move on. So that's a very well designed town. That's, for example, another thing that I love about seeing how the design of the traffic is, what the flow is and stuff. And Greensboro, I mean, you'll get traffic there too. I mean, whereas where you're not going to get traffic, but the traffic is 5 to 10 minutes. It's not like it's going to be there for an hour, and you know exactly what time it can be. So if you need to get someplace, get there before 9, and if you need to get someplace late, well, get there around between 6 and 8, and after 8, you're going to have all the streets empty to yourself anyway. So love that, love that. So, like I said again, it's not just about I love Greensboro because it's not. No, there's a lot of stuff that I look at the map. Just look at the map. How the city streets are designed, like the major throughways, sort of, you could say. And yeah, one of my things in my journeys was to visit the 100,000. That's the other thing is I'm not a city person. I don't want to live in a city, but if I do, and I will always want to be close to the city. As you get older, you're going to need hospitals and all this other BS. But anyway, I do want to stay in a city that's around 100,000 people, maybe 200,000. I think Greensboro fits in that perfectly too. Although there's a lot more. The conglomerate is the high point and other things, but Kernersville, Winston-Salem is right next to it, and then you got Burlington on the other side. But Greensboro in and of itself is got what was it the Johnsontown, Jonestown, something I don't know. But you got a bunch of other towns. But Greensboro area in and of itself is well laid out. It's not a high volume people, and it's well designed, and so. And I can compare now because I've been to a lot of these cities. Because my thing was on my travels before I made this decision was to really visit the 100,000 and more population cities. Like Bloomington, Illinois is 130,000 people. Raleigh is like 500,000, and it's very spread out. Again, that's the thing is if you want to go from one end to Raleigh stuff, you're gonna put a lot of like decent miles. It's not like New York highway miles. It's Raleigh miles, so it's your car's not going to get that much of a beating, but you still got to drive 20 miles from one side of Raleigh to the other, and just about anything. I mean, because it's very spaced out. There's not a structure given to the streets. It's just like a little hill here, then we got a little community here, and then there, and then at the end of the day, you drive many, many, many miles. Whereas Greensboro is half the miles, probably. I mean, I would say half the miles. So again, another decision maker for that. And yeah, it's and Raleigh's more expensive, and so even if you want to like buy something in Apex, it's a farm. It's still going to cost you a lot more money. I kind of go out of the bigger cities, and like I said, 500,000 people city. It's almost like Staten Island. And when I was in Staten Island, it was when I was growing up in Staten Island, it was 100 to 200,000. I think it was no more than 200,000 people. Now you got over 500,000 people there, just on a whatever the square mileage is. It's like used to take me 20 minutes to go from Tottenville to Verrazano Bridge. Good luck with that today. Used to live in Fox Beach, and in Tottenville we had horses and Great Kills by the Great no not Great Kills, Arctic Hill Road. So go there. It took me about 16 to 18 minutes to get to the barn, fix up everything stuff. Today, if I had to do that, I mean, we used to take care of 20 to 30 horses. It was a couple of us, but before high school, if I went to school, I drove down there and came back. So from 6 to 8, I was working there. By 8:30, I was back in school. And we did 16 to 25, depending on how many were boarded at the time. Horses, every morning we had to clean up the stalls, get rid of all the stuff, give them the feed, give them grains, oats, spot, water, bedding. And the drive was 20 minutes. Today, the drive is an hour and something. So, I mean, as much as a village Staten Island is, it's no longer a village, and it's forget about the Staten Island Expressway. What's an hour and a half? Because all the people from New Jersey clog it up when they want to save on the tolls, but and the tolls is a whole other thing. So, hey, uh, another beer refill, 2 minute break. I'll be back before then. So let's have some more fun. Anyway, so this is enough rambling about different places in the world, but so I love City to City Project. I want to do more videos. I want to visit more places, and comments like that, what I just read and showed a little while ago, make me feel really good. And then also this one to prove that when I make a decision, it's not just because I came here and I'm so emotional and I love it here and so this is where I want to live for the rest of my life. No, there's a lot of data points that I consider. And beer is a big part of my decision making as well. And as long as we got Yingling, we're good. Pilsner Urquell is here too, but unfortunately, Pilsner Urquell is heightening up the price, and it's also they don't have kegs in Carolina, and I'm glad it's Yingling is now spreading. I think it's a good beer. So I think it's a cheap beer, but then again, if I don't like the beer, I'm not going to drink it, no matter how cheap it is. What was the cheapest beer? Is like the steel something can. It's really cheap beer. It's like a cheap buzz and stuff. I'm like, no, I don't think so. I don't want that. I don't want to have any comments yet, but I don't think we do. Chat. Here we go. Never miss a comment. Well, there are none, so we're good. But like I said, I do it for myself. I don't do it for the popularity. It's not a popularity contest for me. I mean, if I want to be popular, I was popular. I was on national TV. People say hello to me in places that I never believed they would say hello to me. People recognize my voice, and now after being several years in the U.S., I'm happy I am not recognized publicly. Trust me, is nothing to you're missing out. If so, all these celebrities, I laugh at that. Like, oh, I want to be a celebrity. They're like, well, it's really bothering me. No shit, Sherlock. It's not fun. Just be quiet, shut up, drink your beer, have fun. But where was I with the with a lot of data points going to what I'm making a decision where I want to stay. I was talking about Yingling, non-paid promotion. Linked Yingling is a great beer, and if I don't like a beer, I don't care how cheap it is, I'm not gonna drink it. I gotta like it, and then if I like a beer, I'll watch the budget. But yeah, if it's good, I'd rather pay $5-10 more than I have a friend of mine. I'm not gonna name any names now again, but he's like, I'm drinking beer and I really don't like it, but it's beer. I'm like, that's a guy that owns some properties and stuff. He's got good money. Not a multi-billionaire investor or stuff, but family's pretty rich. And he's like, well, I'm just drinking this because it's cheap. I'm like, well, if you don't like it, don't drink it. And he's like, well, but it's cheap. I'm like, still, it's cheap. Just if I drink beer, I drink it to enjoy it. If I don't enjoy it, I'm not gonna drink it. But yeah, some people just drink crap beer because they want to get a cheap buzz. Nothing wrong with that. Some people have money. They drink crap beer just to save the money. I'm like, that startles me a little bit. And I'm like, spend $5 more. You have the money. It's not like you can't afford it. If you're really, stuck and you just want a beer, then don't buy 10, buy one. But I'd rather buy one beer that I enjoy than 10 beers that I hate. Oh, no, but, no, that's the way I am. Or I'd just rather buy beer once a week than that. But anyway, but Yingling is an important backup, and it's a very good beer. So I had two eyeballs on my screen, which means there was two people watching, and one person just clicked in and clocked out. Let's see if that gives me any information here, but I don't think so. But I could like my own post. Let's see what my LinkedIn post is like. I'll see there. There's two. It just showed two people were watching. But oh, there's two people on LinkedIn are watching. All right. 3 days ago, Jonathan Elliott suggested post. Stripes glitch out on the sleeve while in the shot. Stripes. All right. 2 hours ago. 1 day ago. Too bad. 2 weeks ago. 19 hours ago. Well, that's all right. 18 hours ago. These are still good. Yeah, I guess I was complaining and now they're sending me all. Post a day ago. Good. Good. Social Saturday is here. Oh no, it was here. Now it's gone. 1 day ago. Yep. 13 hours. 7 hours. 6 days. Yeah. $16. 3 days. Right. Whatever. Enough. Enough. One, two. I don't know. Come on. Who are the two people watching on LinkedIn? Leave a comment. Say hello. I'll say hello back. I promise. I won't bite. Not even through the internet. I will not bite. Well, I guess not. Anyway, because 1 hour and 30 minutes, and I think I'm about ready to take a nap. So, not take a nap, but ready to go to bed. I want to wake up early again and go through my meditation and some paperwork I see on the table here, and then a bunch of other stuff. Yep, that's a lot of paperwork. Got to reply to some of the job applicants. Oh, three now. Really picking up the pace. We got 3 viewers on LinkedIn. Nobody's doing anything. Oh, somebody gave me a like. All right, that's good. Can we see who that was? Woo. So I gotta go reply back to them and see if they want to meet me next week. Here's one. Funny. Oh, I got a comment here. Whoa. Oh. Oh yeah, in heaven there is no beer. What a great song. How long ago was that? 40 seconds ago. All right. Did it pop up here? No, it didn't pop up in the show on stream. There we go. Well, I'm going to reply to that right now. Great song, BJ. In heaven, there's no beer. That's why we drink it here. Yep. If your event still shows live after the broadcast ends, refresh the page to see updated terms. But yep. Is it popping up yet? It's not. I have no clue why it's not showing up. Showing up here. It's not showing up in the chat. If I'm gonna pop the chat up here, I put it into this thing. It's didn't. Oh well, it's not showing up on my screen, but thanks, BJ. Cheers to you. Yep, late night beer drinking. And don't drink and drive. Nope, that's why we're just over here at the computer doing it live. And yeah, it was enough of driving I've done in my lifetime, and I'm not in any rush to do it anymore. It's not my most favorite thing. And let's see. Yep, BJ Cool. Sort of sad that it didn't register into my stream thing here, but who knows? Anyhow, so at least somebody enjoys beer as much as I do, obviously. But yeah, drinking and driving is not a good thing. We've done plenty of it when we were young. We've done plenty of stupid things when we were young, but we should not be doing stupid things forever. And so the party ends. Or is there another topic I should talk about? I don't think so. I don't think I need another topic to talk about. I think I've done everything I needed. And yeah, I mean, I'm going to end on a note that next, I'm going to create the event right now. I'm going to do a Friday YouTube thing, which is going to go to Facebook, and it's going to go to Facebook. It's going to go to YouTube, and it's going to go to LinkedIn. And like I said, I'm not happy with LinkedIn the way it's going right now. It used to be a great platform. I think a lot of your tweaks are not really uh, creator focused. They have their own set of objectives and rules that they live by, which is fine. I mean, it's their platform; they can do whatever they want with it. And I'll just focus my own other things. And yeah, I'll do a stream next Wednesday, next Friday, 10 a.m. Central, 11 a.m. 11 a.m. Eastern. I'm not sure if I'm going to do it 9 a.m. or 10 a.m. I'll post it in a little while anyway. But so that's going to be a big thing. Coming back to it's going to be season, I believe 3 or 4. I think it's 4. No, 3. No, I think it's going to be season 4 of our podcast, which is also there, which is RSS. Let's see if I have this. RSS.com. Sign in. Let's see if I have it saved or not. Yes, I do. I don't. Yep, season 4. Last episode. There's 2 more that my son wasn't able to process, but yep, season 4. So get your calendars ready. And on Friday, September 12th, we start season 4 of the NC Web Dev podcast. And the funny thing and the confusion sort of there was, and I'm going to share the screen here again because it's always fun. And share the screen. There's always shit to talk about. I mean, no matter what you do, there's always shit you're going to talk about. So, this is the NC Web Dev with Karel Mergel official podcast for NC Web Dev. Published. Season 3, Episode 11 on March 9th, 2025. 0807. So there should be a 12 and 13 also. But that was the profile makeover, which I offer. But that didn't happen. Load more episodes. Season 2 only had 8 of them. Global Citizens, How to Network on the Go. My 18-year struggle with algorithms. And you can find that on the podcast wherever you get your podcast. I mean, we do Season one had only 13 episodes, but yeah, I do it. I start the podcast. They will pay to get paid. Our program, fuck it, I don't care. Uh, I do it for fun. I do all this for fun because it's fun. It's just fun, 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 fun. But yeah, monetization, to hell with it. If I can get money from it, great. But I don't think it's so. Usually nickel and dime and shit. So if they say here, if it was a message, hey, we'll give you 10K if you monetize it. Like, okay, yeah, I'll put 10K. I'll click on a few links, but well, we'll give you 10 cents for every stream, and you get 10, 20 streams. So that means basically you're gonna get $5 from us every month. No, that's not what I'm doing it for. That's why I quit Instagram, because they started offering me free sunglasses and T-shirts. I was like, no, I'm not gonna do work for free sunglasses and T-shirts, and bye bye Instagram. That's why. But LinkedIn is different. It's not about monetization. It's about meeting the people and selling and stuff and doing shit. But anyway, so yeah, if you want to listen to podcasts, the funny thing here was I started season one, two, three. You're gonna find all those things on the Global Productions, Globmer Productions YouTube channel, and over there you will find all the videos, all of these in video form. But then they came to this because it's Global Productions is something I was pushing my son to do, and I was trying to help him start stuff. But season four will go to the NC Web Dev YouTube channel now, because these two channels got to be separated. Because my son's taking over that and he'll do his own thing. And yep, this is where we're going to be now. Is we're going to be on the NC Web Dev podcast. So, but if you want to hear any of that, well, the videos are on Global Productions, and the sound is here on the end, wherever. I mean, Spotify. I forget. I could show you how that works. Settings, distribution. I think distribution is what it is. Yep, we're on Spotify, Amazon Music, Podcast Index, Listen Notes, RSS Community, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Pandora, YouTube, somehow. But I know we're in the YouTube. Like, I was trying to figure this out, but like that all the podcasts would go into YouTube and see web dev, but there's no way to transfer them. I don't know why we're not on Deezer, but I don't care. I don't think Deezer is a big one. I've never heard of it myself, but tune in. Again, I could just submit it and check our tutorial, copy and paste your YouTube, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, as long as we're on, I think still anybody listens to it. I mean, there's a YouTube podcast specifically too, and I think we're on that as well. At least we were. But Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Pandora, whatever listen notes are, Podcast Index, Amazon Music, and Spotify. Those are the podcast channels that you could catch NC Web Dev on, and I'm like, I'm good with that. I don't need to worry about anything else. I mean, we're not big podcasters, but we do have downloads, and it's interesting. Like, it's like you create something, and then you just like let it sit there, and it sits there, and then people download it. I'm like, wow, we've created a a piece of content, and that content just gets distributed. Somebody downloaded it, and it's kind of like it didn't take us any extra effort. You just it costs $15 a month, and you get into all these RSS channels, and it's 5, 10, 15, 20 different people see your brand. Fine, it's $15 a month. Like, what other sort of, what do you call it, social media platform will charge you $15 a month to get exposure and to be in the major podcast channels? It's not like I create specific podcasts just for that channel. It's like what I'm doing right now. I could turn that into a podcast tomorrow, except this is just me BSing here, having fun. There's not focused on any topics. The fact that I put in some interesting information is a bonus, but it's only a bonus for people that, again, are here with me and have fun. But what I'm gonna do, like on start Friday, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start doing a focused topical topic focused podcasts or webinars, and I'll turn those into podcasts. Why not? It's what, like, just the length of the podcast. You got to listen, kind of clear it up and whatever. But yeah, and then always in the podcast, people are like, oh yeah, well, let me check out the YouTube video as well. So that's how you cross promote and stuff. But hey, never done anything that wasn't fun. You always have to do non-fun things when you're trying to achieve something. What you're doing is fun, but if work doesn't is not fun for me, it's not work. I'm not gonna do it. It's just annoying. And funny thing is like I always make enough money for what I need, and it's kind of like, hey, listen, I don't like what you do. I can't promote it because I don't agree with it, and I only work with people and things that I like and I like to do, and there's not enough money you can pay me to convince me to work with you if I don't like you or your product or something. So it's got to be fun. And if it's not fun, I don't touch it because my life is not about the money. Money's important, money's good, but money does not decide what I do, what I don't do. And my son had to learn it the hard way, but oh, no, I don't care. I don't care. So anyway, we go sip here. I'm gonna shut off this. I'm gonna shut off screen. It's so annoying that this thing didn't show up, but hey, what are you gonna do? So Carell Mergel III, info at ncwebdev.com. Beerathon's rules. Subscribe to NCWebDev on YouTube. Did anybody subscribe to NCWebDev on YouTube in its 2 hours I've been here? Not sure, so we'll see. I'll let you know on Friday, and Friday's webinar will be on YouTube, and I'm gonna, because like people when they say, "Oh, well, it's just AI slop," well, I'll get into the details of the presentations, the videos, and I'll put my own twist. But like I said, for the most part, I agree with whatever Gamma represented because I read it and I do it. But I'll expand on it more so they can put the face in with the video with the AI slop. Slop, slop, slop. Slop, 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 slop. So if not earlier, for some people that apply to my jobs and other people that I may have 15-minute coffee chats with, I'll see you all on Friday. Check it out on YouTube, Facebook, and now on LinkedIn, and now on Facebook as well. YouTube, LinkedIn, and now fresh on Facebook as of next Friday. I read it on my wall. I haven't posted much on there, so it deserves some TLC as well. My Facebook. Sayonara, signing off. Have a great night.